Welcome to Whitehall Mall in Whitehall, Pennsylvania. And boy, is this place a hidden gem. From the outside, it looks like your typical strip mall. And if you weren't familiar with this place and were just passing by, you might not even notice that there's an indoor portion. This was once a full-sized mall until the center was mostly demalled in 1998. But a small section of the indoor mall did survive. So let's take a step back in time and take a look around. The story of Whitehall Mall begins in 1963 when Donnelly and Seuss announced plans to construct a shopping center on farmland they'd acquired. At the time, the concept of a mall was still foreign to many in the Lehigh Valley, and there was some skepticism in the area regarding the project. Some feared that it would kill businesses in downtown Allentown. Nearby residents worried about the traffic that the mall would bring to the area. But nevertheless, groundbreaking took place on April 12, 1965. The Plaza Movie Theater was the first business to open on July 8, 1966. Allentown-based department store Zollinger's followed on August 15, 1966, with roughly 25,000 shoppers visiting the store on its first day. The mall opened in its entirety on September 26, 1966. Besides Zollinger's, the other original anchors were Sears and Wise Markets. Other original tenants included Woolworths and Ray and Derrick Drugs. In total, there were 52 stores. Whitehall Mall was very popular and successful in its early years, but things began to change in 1976 when Lehigh Valley Mall opened right across the street. In 1977, Lehigh Valley Mall owner Kravco paid $4.5 million for a 50% stake in Whitehall Mall, while the other 50% was sold to Priet. For a while, the two malls managed to coexist alongside each other. Lehigh Valley Mall was marketed as a fashion center, while Whitehall Mall was more of a value center. They were targeted at two different markets, and that was how Kravco justified having both. This was a similar arrangement to the Plaza at King of Prussia and the Court at King of Prussia, which were originally two different malls under Kravco's ownership, despite being separated by just a walkway. Zollinger's closed in early 1978 due to the company's bankruptcy, but was quickly replaced by another department store called Lay's. In 1982, the mall was expanded with new anchor Clover and about 20 new inline stores. By the mid-90s, both Whitehall Mall and Lehigh Valley Mall were struggling to stay relevant as big box stores like Kmart, Walmart, and Best Buy opened nearby. At Whitehall Mall, Lay's and Clover both closed in 1996 due to bankruptcy, but were replaced respectively by Gallery Furniture and Kohl's in 1997. But that wouldn't be enough to save Whitehall Mall. Having two indoor malls right across the street from each other was no longer viable. Lehigh Valley Mall received a major facelift and rebounded, continuing to thrive to this day. But a much different approach was taken at Whitehall Mall. In 1998, Whitehall Mall underwent a major $15 million renovation that saw the property almost entirely demalled and converted to a power center. Sears and Wise both expanded while most of the indoor mall was demolished. But a tiny portion of it stayed, and it remains to this day. The Plaza Theater closed in 1999. Wise closed in 2006. Several stores have come and gone on the outside like Bed Bath & Beyond, Bye Bye Baby, Michaels, and Shoe Carnival, just to name a few. Today there's only 6 stores left inside the mall, and another 5 on the outside. Kravco's share of the mall was acquired by Simon in 2003. The current owner, Washington Prime Group, was then spun off from Simon in 2014, also buying out Priet's share that year. I'm not sure what the future holds for this place, but I really hope it sticks around for a while. Visiting it in person was awesome. The mall's appearance is virtually unchanged from 1982. It's a true time capsule. You just don't see places like this anymore. So if you ever get the chance, I highly recommend checking out Whitehall Mall. That'll about wrap up the tour. What do you think of Whitehall Mall? Have you been here before, and what are your memories? Leave a comment and let me know. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching. So long, Whitehall Mall.